Okay, so in this last video, I'm going to go through and show you how to add the last stage, which is the hi-hat. Now, the hi-hat will usually be located on F sharp. Now, obviously, we've used F sharp before in previous lessons when we were doing the keyboard. Um, so you can see you can see that I've got hi-hat 909 closed here, and I can see exactly what note it's on. So obviously, it's the first note in that kind of group of three black notes here. So I'm just going to find that on my keyboard, and you can hear me playing it here. These hi-hats, as we kind of learnt in previous years, play on kind of the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically count the beats. If I hit the play button, so you can hear I'm going through, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. All I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go through and play in between those beats. So it's going to be like, if I hit the metronome as well, I'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when I'm playing it on the notes, it's going to be like 1 and 2. In fact, let me do this, sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you're basically going to be going through and you're going to be playing on the and of every beat. You'll see what it looks like once we've recorded it. This one's the hardest one. So this is the one that I would expect you to take the most time over. We're going to be looking at between like 5 minutes of practicing at least. And remember, once we've recorded it, the purpose of this is to be as accurate as possible, so that you're not having to go back and do loads of editing after the fact. That's the point here. I want to keep saying that. So you want to go through and you want to make sure being as accurate as possible when you're recording. So you want to be spending as much time as it takes in order to get as accurate as possible. So we're going to be looking at 5 minutes at least for each one of these. I'm going to go back through and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Please make sure that your counting is on the metronome. All right. Please make sure that the plus button is on. All right. Otherwise, you're going to undo all of the work that you've done so far. And when you're ready, you're going to hit the record button. So you can see that I've made a mistake, right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to select both of these notes, like this, by clicking and dragging over them, and hit the backspace. I was playing the wrong note. I need to make sure that I'm starting on the right note. And now I'm going to hit the record button again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And there's my completed pattern. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through, I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I've been doing before. All right. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to start adjusting these notes. Now you can see some of these are quite out. So what I can do is I can either attempt to re-record these, all right, if I'm really not happy, or I can go through and edit them. So for example, I can move this one back because it's not that far away. This one as well is not that far away. This one isn't that far away either, so I can move this one and this one as well. So you can see that these are a lot harder to do to get accurate. So I'm going to go through and make sure I'm editing, clean these all up. Go through again. These ones are a lot better. Not much to do here. Just making them neat now. The more you practice, the more accurate you will be. So you can see here, these ones are basically perfect. Just a couple that are out. This section here, I've sort of almost switched off a little bit. So you need to make sure that you're constantly paying attention. This section here is almost perfect. There's just one I need to fix here. Potentially one here as well. And this one as well. And this one as well. So you can see all I've done is I've used the same technique. So I've gone down to this kind of little box here. And all I've done is I've clicked and I've moved the mouse towards me to zoom in, and if you want to move zoom out again, just click, hold, and move the mouse away from you or towards the computer, and you can zoom out and you can see this is what my finished pattern sounds like. Hit the spacebar to play it. What I can also do in the next stage is I can add a cymbal, so I could add a ride cymbal. You can see it up here. So it's located on the note D actually, but it's going to be on the higher D than the snare drum. So you can see the snare drum is here. This one is all the way at the other end of my keyboard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add the ride cymbal on beats 1 and beats 3. So that should be nice and easy for us to do. So all I'm going to do is practice playing that in. So you've got, there's beat 1. I can do it on 2 as well actually. Let's do it on all the beats. So I'm doing it on 3 and then on 4. So just to recap, rather than doing it on just 1 and 3, because it's quite a short sound, we're going to do it on beats 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it's going to sound like this. Again, you're going to practice doing this. Like so. And then once you practice that a couple of times round, remember you want to go through, play it 3 times without any mistakes before you even attempt to record it. I'm going to hit the record button and play it. So the same process. I know this one looks okay, so I'm just going to zoom in and double check it. I'm going to use my mouse to zoom in, so I'm clicking in that little box at the bottom with the magnifying glass. I'm clicking and I'm moving the mouse towards me. I can see that this one here, the one on the second beat, is a little bit too fast. So I'm going to move it back slightly. Here's one thing to note though, one thing that I did just do. Do you notice how I moved this one, but this one was also moved backwards? Please remember that when you're going in, you select the note that you want to move. Because when you first do the recording, all the notes will be selected. Alright, so you want to make sure you're selecting the note you want to move. So now I've just moved this one, because this one's actually fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the mouse and I'm going to move it, click, hold and move to the right. This one looks good. This one's a little bit too fast, so I'm going to move it backwards slightly. And that's my pattern complete. So I'm going to go back down to my little box down here. I'm going to click and I'm going to move the mouse towards the computer to zoom out. And I'm going to hit the play button, which is the space bar. And this is my completed pattern.